please rise and honor our nation's flag as the Melrose Mindoro Pep Band, under the direction of Stacy Clark, plays the national anthem. Our goal is to provide a safe, positive, and enjoyable environment for all spectators, athletes, officials, and school communities. And now for your starting lineups. First from the Missouri, Tom Blair. She's a senior, number 11, Junior, number 14, Gwyneth.
Today's matchup between Lancers and the Melrose Mindoro Mustangs, as the Lancers, long road trip for them. Handle it, also without two of their starters, or one of their starters, Quaid, and one of their first ones off the bench, Lydia Clokey, both out with an illness. So we'll see how they handle that so far tonight, as Goodman will take it up, hand it off to Nelner. They're going to step inside, the connection, hands it off to Gurgle. Works around, going to hand back off to Goodman. Trying to get a screen from Radical, can't get around it. Picks up a dribble, going to hand back off to Gurgle. Back over to Goodman. Gets a screen from Radical once again, works away inside, couldn't find Radical on the slip inside. Back over to Nelner. Nelner trying to work away inside, and end up handing off to Gurgle once again. Step inside, this time getting with a Radical. Triple team, she'll step all the way around. Can't quite bank it in, and it's rebounded by Coates. Coach will try to push the floor. 1-on-1 with Goodman. Help comes from Eichstead and Radical. That's being tipped up and out. And handled by Bates. Back up high to Coach. She'll hand off to Bates. Back over to Coates. Got some space. She'll swing it to the corner. Open three for Radcliffe. Off the back. Handled inside. Little turnaround. Banks and rims out. Rebounded by Radical off her foot and out of bounds. Sorry, off the foot of Zeman and out of bounds. As the Lancers get possession back. Early press here from the Mustangs with 16:48 to go. Going to give it in to Jurgle. As the Lancers' second possession will have Milner trying to take up the floor. High up to Radical. Radical almost crossed the line. She'll work her way around and get across. To the corner with Milner. Milner drives inside. Cut off. Back up high with Eichstead. Kick out to Radical. Skip pass across to Goodman. Goodman, good look. And rebounded inside by Botch. Back to the floor. Go with the Mustangs. To the corner. Radcliffe. Gonna go back high. Swings it around to Zeman. Back over to the paint. Ran past it. Taken away by Radical. She'll try to push it. Got a 1-on-2. Pitcher coming from behind as well. Steps through. Draws the foul on the floor. So it'll send Radical to the line as she picks up her first steal. That is, or she averages, 4.4 on the year. As first and D5 still. I shall get over to Eichstead here. That was Milner. Banks it in as Eichstead. As she gets the Lance on the board in her first start in her varsity career for the sickened Quaid. As they swing around up top, going to go deep to the corner. Going to go right back high, but tipped out of bounds by Goodman. Mustangs on the year currently at 8-9, 42nd in D4, 207th in Wisconsin. As these two teams met earlier on in the year at Immanuel. Lancers ended up taking that one 52-39. As they look to even up the series here tonight and get back to 500. Gets it over to Radcliffe. Looking for an option, still send it across. Good look from Zeman, will pass it up, going to go to the corner. Right back to the paint. Got the 1-on-1, kicks it out. Zeman this time going to take it. Bounces up and out, tipped up in the air, rebound inside by Radcliffe, works her way back in. Can't hit, gets her rebound so again. This one won't fall as well. Finally run by Radical, who is fouled. With the second team fouls, it'll head back to the Lancers. Radical in their first matchup had 22 rebounds, with 12 of those being offensive. Last second chance opportunity, so Radical trying to push the floor here. Kick out to Goodman. Goodman will think about it. Now step inside over to Kirtle. Kirtle works her way around. Can't find Radical in time. She'll take it back out. And the Lancers will reset. Gives it over to Milner. Milner fakes back up high with Kirtle. Drives towards Goodman. Gonna find her. Thinks about it. Gonna go to Milner instead. Lofts up for Radical. Radical works her way inside. And finish. Puts him up by 4 as Radical gets on the board for the first time tonight at 30 in their first game between these two. Really strong throw from her. Mustangs determined to take that away. Had triple teamed her earlier in the first few possessions. Ends up getting through there. Has a good look here from Radcliffe. Will bank in. Puts that one in one. Radcliffe had 25 in that first meeting as well. So very high scoring from both those teams, for both those players. As the deep pass into being taken away by Bates. As the Mustangs try to push once again to the corner with Zeman. Back up high with Radcliffe. She'll work her way inside. All the way in. Draws the foul. Can't quite finish, but he'll send her to the line to take 2. So the press succeeds on that trip down the floor. Radcliffe a chance to take the lead and or tie. As her first free throw comes quickly and knocks it down to tie it up at 4. Radcliffe in the first meeting 100% from the free throw line and ended up going 4 for 4. As her second will fall as well. Makes it a 5-0-1 for Radcliffe. Pass to Milner, back over to Gurgle. Steps up, gonna hand off to Radical. Radical trying to get across and will. All the way across, read well and taken away by Zeman. Zeman with 2 steals in their first meeting. As she takes up the floor, hands up to Radcliffe, back up top with Zeman. Zeman hits the 3. 8-0 run, they're up by 4. Zeman, a 16.7% three-point shooter in their last matchup, ended up going 1 for 6. As this one's poked out of bounds, which will stay with the Lancers. We're currently down by 4 with 13:50 to go in the first half. Back to the timeout. 2 fouls called against Radcliffe. Big news to them as Radcliffe, their best scorer and best overall player as well. Averages 20.7 points per game, 9.9 rebounds per game, and 3.1 steals per game. Almost 30% three-point shooter and a 74.3% free throw shooter. And already with 2 early fouls, she remains on the floor. We got to be careful not to pick up her third as a few 3 minutes. As this one's picked off nicely by Zeman once again. Back-to-back steals for her. Can't finish on the other end. Draws the foul from Gurgle, which will send Zeman to the line to take 2. Zeman went 0 for 3 on free throws in their first matchup. She'll have a chance to change that here with her first 2. And extend this lead possibly all the way up to 6 as her first free throw will fall. Zeman, their best free throw shooter, 84.4% on the year. Doesn't miss a lot. She has a chance to put him into double digits, back up by 6 with her second. Bounces off the front, going to be rebounded by Neller, taken back away, but can't finish. Ends up being hit off the leg of Radical, but it's going to stay with the Mustangs anyway. This will come in baseline from Botch. Has open up top, gonna find her. Swings it quickly to the corner. Zeman open 3, made her last one. Makes this one as well. Zeman a big hit from deep to put him up by 8. Bounces up to Radical. Radical works her way in. Got the 1-on-3 all the way inside. Draws the foul, but can't quite finish. Sorry. She missed. And she'll take 2 free throws at the line. Back to Zeman has made 2 threes now, a 32.8% three-point shooter. As Radical's first free throw will fall. Radical did very well at the free throw line, their first meeting, 75%. She makes her first here, her second as well, so starts out 100%. 4 points on the night now as she puts them back within 6, 12-6. Swatted away by Radical here as well. That one going to stay with the Mustangs in the corner. Up top is Coates, going to swing it around, back over to Coates. Back up top, back to the corner, good look from Radcliffe. That one going to fall for Radcliffe, first second of the night as well. Puts them back up by 9. Radcliffe, as mentioned, a 29.9% three-point shooter. Only 2 for 3 on the night so far, as Melrose puts them for Ike Stetson. Cut it in stride, gonna lay it up and in. As she brings them back within 7. Radical averages 14.8 points per game and is 3rd in the Dairyland. As an open 3 once again, going to bounce out of the rebound by Radical. Who averages 11.7 rebounds per game. That's 1st in D5. Brings over to Gurgle, pass a little bit off, and ends up losing it into the backcourt for an over and back. And the Mustangs will get about their half, passing it in. It'll be Botch. Gets into Coates. Swings it around to Zeman. Up top with Radcliffe. Back over to Zeman. Back to Radcliffe. Got a good look at it. She'll take it again. This one off the inside and rebounded by Goodman. Back up top with Miller. Goodman had 7 rebounds in their first meeting. She picked up her first here. Gurgle trying to turn the corner. Lead inside to Radical. Back over to Gurgle. Gurgle, good lane. Can't quite finish inside. As well, the Mustangs will try to push it back up the floor. Zeman works her way around. Going to get it up. Off the leg of Radical. Kick ball. That'll stay with the Mustangs back in the corner. Goodman will finish tying his shoe. So we're going to change that to now pass in on the baseline. Bates back in for Radcliffe. Nice job from her, not pick up her foul, get a couple of points in as well. She'll head to bench for a break. Radical right there to take it away. It's being poked out from behind her, which will end up heading back to the Lancers anyway, off the hands of Zeman. Press remains for the Mustangs as Melrose passes it. Finds Girl. Turn and look, fakes Radical, gonna find Goodman instead. Hands off to Nelner. Nelner trying to push it. Splits the defense. Ball rolling around. She's gonna pick it up in that corner. Takes and give it high to Goodman. Goodman, good look at it. This one off as well. And over the back on Radical. That'll be the third team foul on the Lancers. And the first on Radical. Radical ended up with 4 fouls in their first meeting. Did not foul out. Ended up with a strong enough lead at the end that didn't really matter anyway. Zeman will step in, kick to the corner. Kick in the driving side, now stuck in that corner. Pass is being handled and sent back up top of Zeman. Steps inside, works her way through, hands it off up top. Back to that corner with Zeman. Up top with Coates, to the side. Radical can't get there in time, kick back to the corner. Hands up top with Baines, back around to Coates. Virgil up on her, steps inside, kick back to that corner, handled. Looks to pass inside and will to botch, stepped away, ball on the floor, jump ball going to be called, which will stay with Mustangs. As in baseline from Botch. Gets into the corner. Zeman fakes, back into the paint, one-on-one with Eichstead. Gonna finish. Botch and nice with the move inside to put him back up by 9. Ball can't. Gurgle. Hands off to Nelner. Radical. Radical turns inside, takes a bump. Bounces it up, ends up picking up off the side, over by Goodman. So send it back high with Girdle. Back over to Goodman. Steps up. Gonna find Hannah, can't do it. Gonna go back over with Girdle. Girdle works it back up top. Puts up over to Hammett. Back over with Girdle. Over to Nelner. Takes. It's an option. We're going to drive inside. Back up top with Radical. Radical step in. Hand off to Nelner. Nelner good up to the short corner. Bounces up and out. Rebounded inside by Radcliffe. Going to go to the corner. Coach fakes a deep 2. Trying to work her way inside. Tipped by Radical out of bounds. Going to stay with the Mustangs once again. Zeman will enter in for Coates. And he'll pass it in from the baseline. To the corner with Bodge. Goes back high. Back to the corner. Zeman, good look at it. This one gonna rim out. Tipped around inside. Is being picked up and taken back out to Zeman. And she'll send it up top and reset with Radcliffe. Takes to Baines in a carry. Wanted the pass. Radical read it well. Radcliffe ended up changing her mind a little bit too late. And got under the ball. Send it back to the Lancers, down by 9 with 9.7 to go, 17-8. Gonna go over to Hammond. To the corner with Goodman. Back up top with Gurgle. Takes to Radical. Back over to Hammond. Gonna give it to Radical. Radical trying to drive away inside. Back over to Goodman. Foul called before the pass. Into being the 15th foul. So foul starting to rack up early here for the Mustangs. As that one gonna go against Botch second as well. And they're gonna pass it in from the baseline. Gonna give it to Radical. Radical got the one-on-one. Takes inside. Bounces up and gonna get the roll up and in as Radical brings him back within 7. Over to Zeman. Takes, looks towards Radcliffe. Gonna go opposite with Baines. Baines to the paint, one-on-one with Bodge. Back up top, Radcliffe steps through. Good little move. Gets it in on the run inside. Brings him right back up by 9 as the press a little bit late. Gurgle will get over to Nelner and gonna cross the line with ease. Looking to drive her way inside. Back off, up to Gurgle. Gurgle, good look at it. We'll take it. Over to Radical. Hands off to Milner. Over to Gurgle. Back up top with Milner. Over to Hammett. They give it over to Goodman. Back up high with Hammett. Side Hammett. Milner. Back to Gurgle. Tipped out of her hand. She'll handle and hand off to Milner. Corner with Goodman. Back up top with Milner. Only took a step inside, so I ended up catching it off her back foot. Hammett goes back corner with Goodman. Can't get a good look. Back up top with Hammett. Milner. In the paint with Radical. She'll step through all the way in. Banks and rolls out. Just not get the roll this time. Have a rebound by Milner. Swings it over to Hammett. Hammett will turn. Kick out Goodman. Thinks about it. Gonna reposition. Ends up swinging back up top with Gurgle. Gurgle looking for a lane inside. Kick out Hammett to the corner. Goodman, 3. This one bounced out as well. Goodman now 0 for 3. She has yet to get on the board tonight. Ends up being kicked out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. So Lancer's going to get it right back on offense. As the sub for the Mustangs on their end, that'll be Coates or Cogdill. And back up the floor will Gurgle. Goodman started out 0 for 4 in the last game. As Gurgle takes a 3 right on the dribble up. Ends up missing and rebounded by Goodman. Gurgle goes all the way back around. Going to hand off to Nelner. No thing with Goodman. Catches on a dribble. Back up top. To the paint with Radical. Trying to work her way back inside. Hands off to Nelner. Nelner drives inside. Foul on the way in. Now the 6th team foul. It's going to be called against Coates, which is her first. The passing going into his last passing. Off the foul, they will do half. Shooting the rest of it for the final 7:09. The chance to get some points at the free throw line for him as Goodman can't finish inside. Rebound by Ratcliffe, she'll push the floor. Zeman all the way in, forced kick back out. Ratcliffe trying to turn the corner. All the way through, and she'll finish inside once again. Ratcliffe puts them up by 11, her largest lead of the night. Over to Hammett. Got some space, she'll send it back high to Gurgle. Back to Hammett. Corner with Goodman. To the paint with Radical. Double team. Steps around. Poked out of her hand. She'll get it back. Can't finish. Trying to get on a rebound. And will in the corner. Back up top with Hammett. Hands off to Goodman. Goodman looks to step around. He'll find Gurgle. Gurgle drives inside. Trying to hand off to Nelner. It's being poked away. Nelner gets it on the floor. And timeout called as Hammett got it. Ended up not looking up them as Radical. Had a lane inside. Started the best when we return. 21-10, 11-point lead for the Mustangs. Lancer ball when we come back. Next timeout. Lancer is down 11, 21-10, but 16 fouls on the Mustangs going to come into play, especially with a lot of big names getting their second foul, including Fox and Radcliffe. So we'll see how that comes into play towards the end of the game. At least in this half, Lancer should be able to get a couple of free throws in. If you're wondering why the service is so bad, it's probably super pixelated. I can't tell. It looks from my angle. But I know it looks terrible because I've been here before and their Wi-Fi is bad. So I'm currently using my data, which works, but is not going to get the best service way out here in Melman. So it looks bad. There's nothing I can really do about it. As Goodman gets it like a 3, but that'll bounce out now for 4. Ends up stepping out of bounds. Exactly what she had in that last game. Went 0 for 4 in the first half as well. Came out of the half and made a few in a row. And ended up ending with a good percentage at the end. So we'll see if she can turn it around, preferably in this first half, but hopefully at least in that second half. As Radical reads this one well, but can't quite take it back at the floor. Trying to catch it on a dribble, caught it just a little bit too close. As Eichstedt will now enter in for Hammett. 4 starters still remain out there with Hammett and Radcliffe. Hammond and Eichstead just switching back and forth. As that too will become a factor towards the late stage of this first half and of the game. As Zeman will send it to the corner, pass to the paint, swatted away by Eichstead, taken away by Nelner. Nelner averages 1.1 steals per game winning at her first year. She'll hand off to Gergel up top. Steps around and out. Looking for Radical, can't find her. Gonna go over to Nelner. Nelner finds a lane inside. Kick back out to Radical, pass deflected. Radical wisely lets it go. That one's gonna stay with the Lancers. 5:31 to go. Lancers down 11, 21-10. Gergel. Go right back over to Nelner. Back to Goodman. Back up top of Nelner. She'll swing it around to Gergel. All the way over to Radical. Finds Goodman in the corner. Takes the deep two. Back up top with Radical. Back over to Gergel. To the corner with Nelner. Nice skip pass across. Gonna find her. Radical just gets up there in time. Pass a little bit high. Doesn't get the good lane inside, but does maintain possession. She'll do it again this time. Better pass. Gets to Goodman. Goodman steps up. Gonna find Gergel. Back to Nelner in the corner. Trying to go baseline. All the way in. Sends it too long. Rebounded by Radcliffe. Trying to push the floor. Radcliffe to the corner. Zeman trying to get it right back where can't find her. Esco Tabashi wants her. She will. Back over to Zeman. Back to Radcliffe. Back. Right back over to Radcliffe. Thinks about the deep three. Hasn't taken one in a while. Let's look for the skip pass. Ends up going up top. Gergel reads it well. Coates will get it back in the backcourt. Gergel looks to cut her off and will slow it back down. Back over to Zeman. Trying to get reset. Zeman will work her way inside. Hands off up top to Radcliffe. Radcliffe steps in. Pulls up. Gonna knock it down again. As Radcliffe puts him up now by 13. Lancers have no answers for Radcliffe. I've cut off the three-pointer a little bit more here in these last few minutes. Getting the drives inside. Radical triple team. Kick out to Goodman for the open three. This one going to bounce it as well. Now 1 for 5. Back up top with Radical. To Eichstead. Eichstead, good look. Can't finish. Rebounded inside. Foul on Nelner. Team's fourth. Her first. So that's his second on Nelner. Lancers cannot afford to be in any sort of foul trouble. Short-staffed as they are tonight. So see if Miller can hold off on our third at least until the second half. This one goes corner to Zeman. Had a good look, won't take it. Back to the thing with Botch. 1-on-1 with Eichstead. Botch will finish. And as a must go 15. Botch averaging 8 points per game. As she has had her way inside tonight already with 4. Nelner looking for an option. To the paint with Eichstead. Eichstead, good look once again. Gets the bounce, and a bounce up and in. Eichstead got 4 as well. To end the Lancer drought and put them back within 13. Under 3 minutes to go now. Lancers trying to end the half strong. Maybe cut it down to 7 or 8 point game. Get some momentum going as Radcliffe once again works her way inside. This time can't finish. Rebounded by Eichstead. And she'll send up the floor with Goodman. As a 2-on-4. Will wisely slow it down. Going to find Radical. Radical not a lot of space. Going to make her own space to finish inside. Radical and a nice 4-0 run for the Lancers. They're back within 11. Now with 2:30 and counting. Radcliffe to the corner. Back up top with her. She's got a good look. Off the front rim. Rebounded by Nelner. Foul called. That'll be the 7th on the Mustangs. And that'll send her back up the floor with a chance to get some 3 points on the other end. That's 40% in their first meeting. 2 for 5 on the year is 33.3. So a solid first meeting for her. She's bringing it back down to a 9-point game. This one going to bounce out. And rebounded inside. Nelner almost came in to take it away. Now a bit of pressure on her. Nelner gets it on the floor. But ends up rolling right in the hands of Botch. Hands off up top to Zeman. Across to Radcliffe. She'll step inside, gets over to Coates. Back to the corner. Radcliffe, good look. This one bounced out as well. Rebounded by Radical. She'll turn and work her way up the floor. Steps inside, got the one-on-one. Steps all the way through, can't quite finish. Rebound inside. Nelner trying to take it away. And a foul going to be called. And against Nelner, it's her third, and it is. See if they take her out for the remainder of the half. Might have to. I don't know, 3 fouls. They will send Hammond to go check in. And it will indeed be for Nelner. Most likely sit for the remainder of the half, trying to avoid getting her 4th at least till the second half. Doubt she'll sit very long in that second half. Neither. Already short-staffed. Ended up dropping 12 in their first meeting. So far with 2. If they want a chance to get back in the game, they're going to need her to start putting some points down. Has already got the one on the free throw. As Siemens, good look at a 3, bounces out into being rebounded by Goodman. Averages 3.9 rebounds per game. Radical thinks about the 3. Going to step inside, kick out Hammond, hand off Goodman. Goodman 6. Full hits! 6 now is Goodman. And gets some points on the board. And Lancers now within 7. Doing exactly what they need. Get that run for the end of the half. And a big part of that is Radcliffe has ended up going dry. Missed her drive inside. Missed back-to-back 3s. And it's given the Lancers offense a chance to get themselves right back in it. Coates up top with 1:10 to go. Back over to Zeman into the paint. Kick out corner. Cogdill an open 3. That one bounced out as well. Tipped out of bounds off the hands of Radical. That'll stay with the Mustangs with 1:03 to go. Lancers trying to continue to ride this 8-0 run. Can they make another stand on defense? They're going to get the sub in first. That will be Sawyer. A very nice JV game. Took him for the first time tonight for Radcliffe. He does have those 2 fouls. They're going to go out at least on defense. Let's see if they put her back in for the rest of the half. Most likely not. It's a smart move by the Melman coach. As Mustangs are working inside. Kicks it back out. Goodman read it well, but couldn't quite get the steal. And it's back in the hands of Cogdill. Throws her way back out of the pressure. Kick back out. Sawyer fakes into the corner. Good look for Zeman. Bounces out, rebounded by Goodman. Hand it off to Gurgle. Lancers in no hurry here, trying to limit possessions towards the end of the half. Let's get a good look. Work this one around for at least 20 or so seconds. Currently with 30. Good find to Eichstead. Can't quite finish inside. As Radical got the good look at it. Eichstead didn't quite finish. Now with 20 seconds, it kind of goes high to the corner. That one going to bounce out of bounds. A big stop for the Lancers. 19.5 to go. They're going to get one last chance on offense. Got to hold this out to force at least just a half-court shot from the Mustangs. Preferably nothing if they can. Hopefully get a good look on this end as well. Currently down 7 on an 8-0 run. 13 seconds to go in the half. Over to Goodman. Got a good look at it. Won't take it. Back up high with Gurgle. Gonna give it to Radical. 9 seconds to go. Back over to Gurgle. Kick out Goodman. The 3. There it is again! Back to back from Goodman. Lancers within 4. Mustangs won't get a shot off. And a picture-perfect end of the half. 25-21 road an 11-0 run. 2 threes from Goodman in that stretch as well. As the Lancers get it back within 4, within striking distance going into the half. We will see you in 10 minutes for the second half. As the Lancers trying to pick up their 11th win on the year on the road. We will see you in 10. Halftime entertainment for you as the Mustang Middle School will play against each other. Along with a band performance in the background. He's now going to it all the way back up top. 40 will step inside, got a lane. Can't quite finish. Rebound inside, and a jump ball going to be called. And now we're going to head back with Green. And number 3 will take it up for Team Green. Drives around the corner, hand up top, has a lane inside. She'll work her way through, back across. Bad angle under the basket, gonna work her way back out up top, and hand it off to 33. Steps all the way through, kicks it out. Back up top, and they'll reset. To the side. Steps in. Hands it off, back up top. Pass deflected. And over and back, gonna be called. Gonna kick it back out, got a good look at it. Back to the corner, she'll step up. Pass deflected, still gonna be handled all the way through. No option, gonna force me to send it back out once again. Back to the corner, good look at it. Gonna take it. This one gonna bank off the side. Gonna rebound it by Green. Back up the floor. Okay, so number 33. Fakes, gonna send it back high. 4 looking for a lane inside. Pass deflected, ain't gonna be taken away by number 12. Has a 3-on-3, gonna slow it down. Pass to the paint, good look. And just off the corner, gets a rebound, forced to hand it back out up top. And she'll take it back out and reset. Got a good look at that 3, she'll take the 3. Comes up short this time. And is picked up by 4, trying to put the floor. All the way in. Draws the foul, and she's heading to the line. Sends a foul on the floor, gonna pass in baseline. He's now gonna go back up top. She'll work her way inside, has a lane, banks it off too hard. Rebounded by 40, taken back, rebound number 21, tipped out of her hands, ball on the floor, picked up by 40 once again, sends it up the floor to 11. Off a foot, taken away by number 3. Jill's trying to drive back inside. That's the 2-on-2, gonna spin back out, pass to 4. She steps in, good look, pass deflected. Handled inside. Looking for an outlet. Swatted away. And going to stay with Green. Looking for an option. To the corner. Pass deflected over her hands. Going to get it back. Back to the side. She'll spin inside. Has a lane. Which one to beat? Can't quite finish. Deflected out of bounds. And that one's going to stay with Green once again. Passing baseline from 4 with 5:30 to go in the half. Kick out, not a good angle. Puts it back out up top. We'll work our way around. Back to the corner. Steps up. Up to number 12. Miss Angel's gonna get it back. Pressure on her. Swings to the paint. Fakes. We're gonna drive inside. Book out of her hands. Taken away by number 40. Handed off to 14. She'll slow it down and set it up the floor. Couple of subs on the run. Back up top goes number 3. To the corner. Got a good look at it. Won't take it. Looks to drive inside. Looking for a kick out. Can't find anything. Now we're going to hand it off. Pass deflected. And ain't going to be taken away by number 21. Looking for a lane inside. Pass deflected out of bounds. And now we're going to stay with yellow. Across. Gonna be handled back to the paint. 14 got a good look at it. Sad high, and ends up bouncing off. It's down to the backboard. That's gonna head back to Green. Green will take it back up the floor. To the side. Green will step in. Pass the paint. Good find. Has a lane. This one gonna rip in. Good finish inside. Little floated for number 21. 7-4, taking a 2-0 lead. Number 1 up top. Looking to even the score. Drives to the corner. Looks for the kick out. Can't find anyone. That's deflected. Going to be taken away by number 3. The half of the Varsity in the room. Back up top. 3 inside. Banks it in. A quick 4-0 swing. Green up 4. Yellow trying to respond. It's number 12 up top. Gonna pull up from deep. Banks up and off. Rebound inside. Ball on the floor. Jump ball. Oh, gonna be taken away by number 3. Yeah. To the side. We're gonna step in. Force back out. 21 back inside. And the first 2 points from force back out. Swings it across. Trying to work right inside. Little fade away. Comes up short. Rebounded by 12. She's back on the floor. And pulls up from deep. That one bounces out. They're going to call the game there. 2:45 to the first game. We'll see what's going to be a win for Green. Showing for both teams. We'll be back in 2:37 for the Varsity game. Lancers currently better than 4, 25-21. We will see you then. 25-21 coming out of the half, 4-point lead for the Mustangs as those to get back their lead, which was up at 12 earlier. Sorry, not 12, up at 15 before Lancers went on an 11-0 run to end that half. Like I said, back out on the floor as well. Good move inside, can't quite finish, tipped around, going to be handled by Milner. We'll take it back up the floor for the Lancers. Trying to bring it back down to a one-possession game. Gets it over to Milner. Back up top with Gurgle. Pressure comes. Gurgle loses it. Ends up being called a jump ball, which should stay with the Lancers. You are looking for a JV game. I recorded it when I got here. I got here late to practice once again. Had to get a ride this time. Damn it. That game was recorded and I uploaded it. Probably gonna take a long time to upload because once again, service is terrible here. Should be uploaded by now. That'll just be the second half of that one. I won't spoil it for you. Gotta go watch it yourself. As Gerd will handle it back out up top. Gonna go back over to Goodman. To the paint with Radical. Triple teamed once again as she struggles to get a handle on the pass. Ends up spinning right back inside. And comes out of it and ends up laying it up and in. As the Lancers keep the run alive now. 13-0 run. And brings them back now within 2. Up top, Radcliffe thinks about it. Gonna step inside. Back to the corner. Steps up. Works her way in. Force kick back out. Coates had a good look at it. Won't take it. Back over to Baines. Back to Coates. Back to Baines. And back over to Coates. Deep to the corner with Zeman. Steps up high. Coates to the paint. Right over by Eichstätt. Couldn't quite finish. Miller comes in for the block, but a foul going to be called. And that's her 4th. Right out of the half. Lasted a minute 23 without getting her 4th foul. And she will exit. Could be anywhere from 4 to 11 some minutes. They need her. They can't have her foul out though. It's such a not really unimportant time, but not a very quick time. They will send her to the bench with Hammett entering in, and so Lancers technically down basically 2 starters for most of the second half. Did a lot of the comeback work before Nelner headed to the bench. Currently now within 3 as the second free throw will fall. So we'll see if they can hold on to this with 2 of their starters out. Radical trying to turn the corner. Kick out to Goodman. Goodman, good look. And she'll make it again! Started 0 for 4 the last game. Made a couple of them there. Started 0 for 5 in this game. Has now made 3 in a row now. And we are back tied at 26. Good move inside from Radcliffe. As she finally gets one to fall. Struggled toward the end of that first half. Finally got a good look in the second half. Bringing back by 2. Big finally were able to come back. Because Radcliffe couldn't hit, as now Eichstätt can't finish. Hammett double teamed, poked out of her hands. That one going to stay with the Lancers. It's trying to bring him back. Had it tied for a few moments before Radcliffe drove back down the floor. See if they can keep it there as Radical will take it up top. Back to the corner with Goodman. Goodman will take it again. This one not gonna fall. Ends up being a jump ball, which will go with Mustangs. So Goodman started off 0 for 5, made her last 3. Now her next one, so now 3 for 9 on the night. She's gonna have to keep shooting if the Lancers are gonna want to stay in this one. 38.9% three-point shooter, currently first in the Dairyland percentage-wise. As Coates will think about it, go to the corner of Baines. Baines back to the paint, one-on-one. Mishandles the pass. Now forced the pass back out to Box. Box will step in, double team, good move inside, can't finish, gets her own rebound. That one hits nothing. Back up with Radcliffe, she'll sing it up top. Good find with Coates. Coates got a lane, can't finish. Rebounded by Eichstätt. She'll hold it and hand it off to Girdle. Swings it over to Hammett. Back up top with Girdle. Girdle steps in, kick out Goodman. Pressure right up on this time, gonna find Hammett. To the paint with Eichstätt. Mishandles the pass. Double team, kick out Radical. Radical takes it from the elbow. Gonna knock it down. Big hit from Radical. She's gonna knock down a few more from there. Forcing her to play defense a little bit higher up on her. And give her a chance to get a better lane inside. Had to go through almost 3 people every time. She ties this one up at 28. Pass to Baines. Baines pass inside. Botch will finish. Nice movement on the other end for the Mustangs. As Botch now has 6 on the night. And brings him right back up by 2. Over to Hammett. Back up top with Gurgle. Kicks over to Goodman. Back to Gurgle. All the Lancers on one side of the floor. Goodman going to take a deep 3. This one going to bounce out. And over the back going to be called on Eichstätt. It'll be the second team foul of the half. And the first on Eichstätt. Goodman now 3 for 10. Tad below her average. As Coates will take it back up the floor. Does average 9.6 points per game, Goodman does, so right about on her average. Does a good pass to Zeman, got a really good look at it. Ended up bouncing on the inside. Tip back up, going to be handled on the outside. Radcliffe fakes, going to step inside, got a lane. Fading away, can't get a roll. And ends up being rebounded by Radcliffe, trying to push it. As a 2-on-3. He poked out of her hands, ball on the floor. Trying to pick it up. And ends up being a jump ball. Melrose trying to call a timeout. No one really had clear possession of it. As this one will eventually stay with Lancers. 30-28, 2-point lead for the Mustangs. Lancers trying to bring it right back even. With Goodman passing it in on the baseline. See if they'll just lob it up to Radical here. There it is. They're going to drive her way inside. Double team, triple team. Puts one up anyway. Can't finish, but draws the foul. So Radical head back to the line. Took 2 early free throws, made them both. And has yet to shoot since then, as she took 12 free throws in their first matchup, which is where she scored most of her points. As her first free throw will fall, remains 100% at the line. On the year, a 58.3% free throw shooter. Their best. As she will try to remain 100% on the night and tie this one up at 30. She will do both of those things. 4 for 4 is Radical. Taking the free throws on the night they need her the most. Ties it up at 30. See if they can get a stand and see if they go down and take their first lead of the game. Over to Baines. Back up top with Coates. Back to Baines. Takes to the corner. Gonna go back up top with Coates. Keep her corner with Radcliffe. Pressure right up on her. No chance for a drive. No chance for a shot. Forced to send it back up top with Coates. Back over to Zeman. Back to Coates. To the paint with Botch. Tipped out of her hands. She'll get it back up top with Zeman. Zeman quick pass across. Baines gonna take the 3. This will bounce out. Rebound inside by Radcliffe. Trying to save it. And foot on the line. Going back to the Lancers. Baines did not take a 3 in their first meeting and is an 11.1% 3-point shooter. Hasn't taken very many on the year as well. They have a good look there. Couldn't quite finish. He wound up heading to the bench as Hogbill will enter. And the Lancers will try to take the lead. Currently tied at 30 with 13, 18, and counting. Gurgle up top. Gets it over to Hammett. Back up top with Gurgle. Over to Goodman. Corner with Hammett. Back up top with Goodman. Swings around the perimeter all the way over to Radical. Back up top with Gurgle. Got a good look. Won't take it. Back to Goodman. Back with Gurgle. Finds Radical. Pass deflected and ends up being taken away by Cogdill. Trying to push it forward. Coates got a lane inside. She'll finish. Big transition bucket for the Mustangs. Only had 6 of them in their first meeting. The first 2 of them out here. And puts them up on 2. Hammond back over to Gurgle. Steps inside. Thinks about going to Goodman. Gonna change direction. Look toward Hammett. Pressure on her. Needs to get out of her hands. And can't get it away inside. 5-second violation called. As the Mustangs, momentum starting to swing back their way. If the Lancers with a stop, chance to take the lead. They got the transition bucket. They got the big stop. They go up by 2 possessions with 12:29 and counting. Coates up top, gonna swing it over to Radcliffe. Back over to Coates. Got a good look at it. Won't take it back to the corner with Zeman. Zeman looking for an option. She looks to the paint. Sent it back high. Gurgle right up on her. Cog go back to the corner. Zeman will step around. Got a good look at it. Off the front rim. Gets her own rebound. Swings it out to Coates. Coates back to the paint. Radcliffe short corner. This one will fall. And the Mustangs go up now by 4. Back up top with Gurgle. Has space. Gonna go back over to Radical. Trying to drive inside. Cut off and taken away. Coates the 2-on-2. Pass late. Low pass. Gonna bounce out. Rebounded by Gurgle. And a jump ball gonna be called. Staying with the Mustangs. So couldn't finish on the transition. Ends up being the jump ball to give another chance to put them up by what could be 3 possessions. As pass will come in from Zeman. Gonna go corner. Got a good look. It's Cogdill. Comes up short. Rebound Radical, and she's got a fish in front of her. Pressure come from behind. Blocks away. Gets it back. Draws the foul, and she's right back to the line. With a chance to bring it back within 2. Still perfect at the line. 4 for 4. Even just one of these will give them back to a 1-possession game. Be a better position from where they are now. Her first free throw, her 5th of the night, gonna come up short. Her first miss, now 4 for 5. Her second to make it a 3-point game. Will fall. 5 for 6 is Radical now as they bring it back within 3, 34-31. As the Mustangs are trying to bump that back into a two-possession game up top. As Coates things are even, fakes the corner, go right back up top to Coates into the paint. Radcliffe trying to work her way in, draws the foul. And will head to the line to take two. Foul goes against Eichstätt, which is her second, and the team's third. First free throw will fall, makes it a 4-point game. Radcliffe, a 74.3% free throw shooter on the air, makes both here, and the lead goes back up now to 5. As Mustangs continue to grow that lead. As Gurgle, pressure comes. Needs an option, gonna get over to Hammett. Hammett, a lot of space. Gets it back up top quickly to Gurgle. Fakes to Radical, pressure comes, gets over to Goodman. Goodman fakes, she'll step up, back over to Gurgle, quickly over to Radical. Deflected, gonna end up being handled in the corner, off a foot out of bounds. And that'll stay with the Lancers. 11:01 to go as the Lancers going to call timeout. 36-31. See what they draw up for the inbound. Trying to bring back down to a one-possession game. 11:01 to go here in the second half. Next timeout. 36-31 with 11:01 to go. Trying to bring back down to a one-possession game. A pass in from the corner. Going to come in from Eichstätt. As Radical that cross if she wants it. Going to give it a high to Gurgle instead. Fakes, looks at the paint, finds Radical. Radical got the one-on-one. Blows right by to finish with ease. From a triple team to a one-on-one, Radical will finish. Brings them back within 3. Over to Botch. Back to the corner. Cogdill. Take it. Fakes. That's deflected. Still going to be handled by Botch. Double team up top. Botch will turn. Check the drive inside. Hands it off to Coates. Coates back up top. Steps around. He'll hand off to Zena. Has Botch on the corner. She wants it. Fakes to her. Swings back opposite to Coates. Coates back to the corner with Cogdill. Back up top with Coates. To the paint, got the one-on-one. Kicks it out. Botch with a dribble, looks to step inside. Radical ready well, tipped away, ends up being picked up by Hammett. Who will give it up to Florida Gurgle. Pressure coming from behind, she'll weave her way out of trouble. Gives up to Radical. Directing traffic inside, gonna find Goodman. To the corner with Hammett. Back up top with Goodman. Gives it over to Gurgle. Trying to back her way in. Away, taken away by Radcliffe. Pressure gets to her once again. And he'll finish on the other end. Mustangs see the pressure work. They're going to bring back the press. As they'll give it over to Gurgle. Pressure comes, taken away once again. Radcliffe finishes again. And just like that, a 7-point game. Gets into Radical. Radical will try to push the floor. Gets up to Hammett, deflection out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers. And no choice but to send back in Melrose for Hammett. 40-33, a 7-point lead. A quick 4-point swing with a couple of steals from Radcliffe. They got the ball back once again as they forced a deep pass. It's Coates up top. Chance to make it a double-digit lead. Over to Botch. Cogdill coming up, so give it over to her. To the paint, back up high, Botch steps through, and she'll finish. Now up 9. Gets into Gurgle. The spin, he's an option. Hands off to Milner. Time ticking. Milner trying to take the corner. And cut off out of bounds. Once again, the pressure continues to get to the Lancers, and all of a sudden they're up 9 with the ball once again. Back at regime, and Radical nearly took it away. Now they got numbers going the other way. Kick to the corner quickly. Cogdill, no option. Lancers are back. Over to Coates. Coates forces to send a one-handed pass in off the knee of Radical. And that'll end up staying with the Mustangs. To the corner. Radical read it well. She'll take it away. Taking it back from her and laying up and in. As the Mustangs now go up 11. Radical trying to just send them deep. No option. Next it'll turn and go. And she is fouled on the way up the floor. So Lancers finally get to the cross half court. Ends up drawing the foul. Only the third team foul. Mustangs have done a whole lot better job to avoid getting into foul trouble. But it is the second on Coates as Gergel will drive to the side. Picks up her dribble. Double team comes. Gets over to Eichstead. Eichstead turns. She'll step inside. Back up top with Gergel. Can't handle it. It's going right back to the Mustangs. I have to think about timeout here fairly soon if you're the Lancers. Still won't. As they just have no answers. Had it tied. Had it within 3. And then a quick 8-0 run. Has this game solidly in the Mustangs' favor as now a taunt going to be called. A warning going to be called, I believe, against the Mustangs. Not entirely sure. Probably just a warning, doesn't really matter. Anyway, as this one goes over to Coates. Back up top is Radcliffe. Works her inside, back over to Zeman. And a step up. Hands it off up top, back over to Zeman. Takes to the paint. Into the cross to Radcliffe. Radcliffe up in 3. Off the front rim, rebounded by Gergel. She'll turn, slow it down. Radcliffe still up on it. She'll get across the line, change direction. Got to get out of her hands quickly. Had Radcliffe for a second, now can't find her. Pass deflected and taken away. Has Radcliffe deep. Good find and a better finish. 46-33, the Mustangs going to call timeout. Lancers with no answers. Struggle to get across half court. Struggle to get into the paint. 13-0 run now for the Mustangs. Has them right back up from where they were in the first half. Only 7:36 to go. Lancers got their work cut out for them heading into the timeout. Back to the timeout. Lancers down 11, 46-33. And they're in desperate need of at least not taking a shot since this 13-0 run started. Struggling up across half court. Barely touched the paint. Have not gotten a good look at all. He'll give it to Radical. Radical will work her way up the floor. Turn the corner. She's got a lane inside. Steps through. Can't finish. And rebounded by Zeman. As Nelner holds off on the foul. But at least the drive inside got a look. Mustangs take it back out up top. Up 13. They're going to add to it. Radcliffe back across to Cogdill. Look to the corner. Back up top, no one there. Zeman ends up getting it right at about the half-court line. And back over to Radcliffe. Back to Coates. Back to the corner. Back quickly up high. Had to skip pass across the Radcliffe, couldn't find her. Now they will. Back up top with Coates. Into the corner with Zeman. Pressure there. Tipped away, and then I'll stay with the Mustangs. Nice it from the side. Gets it in. Back to the corner. Step up. Change direction. Has a little Radical step inside. Zeman gonna bounce out. Rebounded by Radical. She'll turn and go. Has Goodman to have her. Gonna hand it off to her in the corner. Thinks about the three. Not enough space. I'll hand back up top with Gurgle. Back over to Goodman. Quick to the corner with Radical. Hands off to Goodman. Driving inside. Bad angle, and she's fouled. Which will send her to the line to take 2 needed free throws for the Lancers. As that is the 4th team foul. And the second on Taco. Goodman's first free throw will fall. She now gets up to 10 on the night. Giving a 66.7% free throw shooter. Not very many free throws though, comparatively to the rest of the Lancers, but does make both. She brings them back with an 11. And this starts the long road back as Lancers need to get the offense going. Time ticking down from 6 minutes. As we get a kick out to Zeman. Thinks about the three, won't take it. Now gets a drive inside. Likes it there to cut her off. Back up top. Little step back three from Box. Will rim out. Rebounded by Nellis. Will try to turn the corner and go. Gets through a couple of defenders. All the way inside. Hands off to Radical. Radical got the one-on-one. Help comes. Steps through anyway, but can't finish. Tipped up, rebounded by Eichstead. Short look. Can't finish as well. Tipped up, rebounded by Radical again. And she is fouled. That'll be the 5th. As the Mustangs get ever closer to that bonus. Goes against Coates, which is her 3rd. As Goodman all passing from the baseline. Lancers got to get a good look off the inbound. Gonna give it up top to Radical. Has Goodman coming around. No good look pass to Nelner. Tipped out of her hand. She'll get it back. Triple team. She'll dribble back out up top. Works her way back inside. Kick out Radical. Open 3. They get it! Radical's first 3 of the year. Has them back with an 8 with 5:17 and counting. She shot, I think, 3. Has another response. Will bank in as well. Coates walks up into it. Puts them right back up by 11. And 2 threes from a couple of players who don't shoot a lot. Radical, another open one. Won't take it. Gonna find Goodman instead. She won't take it either. She'll slow it back down and hand it off top to Radical. At the very least, they're guarding her up at the 3-point line now. As they give it over to Gurgle. Back to Eichstead. Eichstead will turn. Finds Goodman late, and it's taken away. Gonna push the floor. Nelner right there to tip it away, but can't save it as it bounces out of bounds. But does let the Lancer defense get set up on the other end. 4:41 to go. Puts it back up at an 11-point game. Tough for the Lancers to concede with Coates, who's just taking 1 3-pointer on the night to just walk up and hit it right after Radical's big 3. Let's see if they can make a stop here as Radcliffe trying to get a lane inside. Foul called on the way in. Not sure it's on, but if it's on Nelner, it's her 5th. Luckily, it's not. Goes against Radical, which should just be her 2nd. And the team's 4th. Nelner has done well since coming back in. Has not committed that 5th foul. Is this one going to go in? Kick back out to Box. Box will step inside. Kick back out. Lane inside. Can't finish. Tipped up in the air. Picked up by Nelner. He will try to push it. A 1-on-4. Splits the defense. Ends up rolling around and getting it up top. Over to Radical. Radical step inside. Kick out. Goodman. Open 3. Rims out. Rebounded by Eichstead inside. Poked out. Picked up by Nelner. She'll save it right on the sideline. Look to spin in. Trying to go baseline. She is fouled. That'll be the 6th team foul. She'll have the Lancers shooting for the rest of the night after the passing. Goes against Cogdale, her 3rd. As Baines Leonard and possibly for her, and is. So now we're going to get the passing from the baseline. Lancers once again in desperate need of a good look. Just need some quick, easy buckets. As we get into Eichstead, Eichstead will turn. Back to Radical. Radical pressure on her. Ball on the floor. Ends up being picked up by the Mustangs as they've got numbers on the other end. Zeman patient. Zeman steps inside. Zeman draws the foul, but Zeman can't finish. And that goes against Eichstead, which is her 3rd and the team's 5th now. So both teams nearing the bonus. Was a shooting foul, so we'll send Zeman to the line to take 2. Zeman, their best free throw shooter at 84.4%. That's her 1st with 50. Puts him up by 12. Chance to make it a 5-possession lead with 4:05 to go. See if the Lancers bring press sometime soon. Got to happen in the next minute or so. As the free throw will fall. Well, 13-point lead now as Gurgle's able to force the press of the Mustangs. Has the press backed off. As they're just trying to shorten this game as much as possible. Back over to Nelner. Looks at Radical, going to try to find her. Double teamed. Triple team, puts one up anyway. Somehow gets it to fall. As she gets them back with an 11. Got the Lancers needed. Nice quick points. Going to make a defensive stand. One with Eichstead inside. Botch can't finish. Tipped around. Rebounded by Eichstead. She'll hand off to Nelner. Lancers got the quick stop as well. Going to turn in a point the other end. Nelner all the way in. Pulls up. Comes up short. Can't foul. Has to back off. Picked up by Zeman. Zeman will try to push it. Patient inside. Hand off to Radcliffe. Wide open three. And she's got it. Big hit for Radcliffe. Mustangs call timeout. They're right back up at 14 with 3:17 to go in the game. As the Lancers have been down by this much a few times tonight, they brought it back closer. The Mustangs have always managed to get it back to 14, and they've got it at 14 with 3:17 to go. Lancers need extremely quick buckets. See if they bring it for the press. Guys, they are in a serious time crunch. The time ticking down from now 3:05. Gurgle up top. Sets the play, gonna find Hammond. Hammond's in the corner with Goodman. Pass across into finding Radical. Not the intended target, but ends up working out as they bring it back within 12. Lancer press does not come up. So they'll stay back with 2:50 and counting. Coach steps inside, sends it back high. Seaman turns. Gurgle heads to the floor as the shot will fall. And the lead goes right back up to 14 with 40 seconds off the clock. Over to Hammett. Mishandles the pass, and it's taken away by Zeman. Back across for Coach. Swats up ahead. Saves it in the corner. Back to the paint. Botch all alone will turn and put one up. And can't get a roll. Rebounded by Radical, so turn and go. Dribbles it ahead of her. 1-on-3. Handoff Goodman. They need the three. Don't get it. Rebounded by Radcliffe. Radcliffe will wisely slow it down. 14-point lead. 2:05 to go. See if they just try to run this out as much as possible. After takes the block inside, back up top is Zeman. Zeman turns, got a lane going inside, back on the box. Baines. Baines all alone to finish. 16-point lead. And the Mustangs a foothold on this one with 1:40 to go. Gives over to Melner on the run. Step inside, hand off to Goodman. Doesn't have enough space, swings it back around over to Hammett. Hammett fakes, had none for a second. Now we go back up top with Gurgle. Gurgle steps inside, looking for a kick out. Back up top with Radical. Radical fakes. Steps up over to Goodman. Goodman, good look at a three. That one gonna fall. Put him now within 13. Lancers trying to bring the press a little bit late. Now too late. 1:10 and counting. Coach steps inside, kick back out. Fake's trying to work it on. Radical up on her. Now there comes a double. And a travel. And a timeout can be called as Melner and injured on the play, with no more blood running down her face. The call was travel. Mustangs did not like the call at all. And they both kind of just ran in together, as can be seen by the blood flowing down both of their faces. So ends up being called Lancer ball. Miller heads to the bench. See if he returns. Most likely not, unless the Lancers can hit a couple of quick shots. This one's starting to fade out of reach. Under a minute to go now, down by 12. Might have to take a quick three as Radical looks to drive in baseline, double teams. Brings it all the way across to Goodman. Goodman's going to take to the 2. This one will bounce out and rebounded by Zeman. Turtle up on her. Zeman will get past. Trying to slow it back down. 40 seconds to go. Gets it over to Bates. Bates fakes. Looks for an option. Finds the paint. Swatted away by Radical. Clock will stop with exactly 35 seconds to go. Pass will come in from Bosch. Gets it inside. Coates will dribble all the way through and just waste out some time. See if the Lancers foul with 30 seconds to go. Swings it around. Cogdell steps in. Back over to Bosch. Bosch kicks it out. Thinks about it. Won't take it. Dribble sets it for hands, but a foul going to be called over the team 6. Have a foul one more time to draw free throws. Doubtful they will, but always possible. 58-45, a 13-point lead for the Mustangs as they're going to come out with a win here. Get back to 500 at 9-9. Lancers going to drop to 10-7. As they will find the corner with Zeman here. 20 seconds and counting. Double team comes, past the paint, got some space. Little reverse, can't finish. Rebounded by Eichstead. Eichstead will take it for one last chance for Lancer to get some more points on the board. Over to Gergel. 8 seconds to go. Over to Goodman. Goodman can look at a 3. She's going to take it and knock it down. To put him back within 10 as time expires. So a good showing from Goodman. Ends up getting a percentage back to just about our average once again. As Michigan started out 0 for 5, ends up finishing strong. 58-48 is your final score. Lancers drop to 10-7 as they will head back home on Friday, with you guys having their next game on Thursday. That'll be home against Melrose. And then the guys have another home game on Saturday, which will be against Webster, the second best team in D5, currently 14-1 on the year. So that'll be a tough challenge for them. And then Lancer boys will be coming back out to Melrose on Monday as well. So they've got 2 games against Melrose. Not back-to-back, but 2 games in a 4-day stretch. And 3 games in that 4-day stretch as well. So it'll be a rough stretch for them, as they will look to get back to their winning streak after dropping their last 2. That'll be live streamed at Immanuel. C-Team starting at 4:30, finishing off with Varsity at 7:15 on Thursday. Home against Melrose. We will see you there. Lancers drop this one now down to 10-7 by 10. 58-48.